Chapter 30, Owning the Weather for Military Use. Michael Josudowski writes that environmental warfare is defined as the intentional modification or manipulation of the natural ecology, such as climate and weather, Earth systems such as the ionosphere, magnetosphere, tectonic plate system and/or the triggering of seismic events, earthquakes, to cause intentional physical, economic and social and physical destruction to an intended target geophysical or population location as part of strategic or tactical war. A study by the World Meteorological Organization, WMO, in 2003, places the blame of recent extreme weather instability across the planet to global warming, but can the blame really be placed there? The WMO record extreme events like high temperatures, low temperatures, and high rainfall amounts and droughts that all go into calculating the monthly and annual averages, which for temperatures have been gradually increasing over the last 100 years. The United States Air Force has the capability of manipulating the climate for testing purpose and/or full use. Interestingly, the Pentagon recognizes its ability to modify the climate for military potential use but has joined the global warming bandwagon. They also don't mention a word about the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, HAARP, based in Gacona, Alaska, which is jointly managed by the U.S. Air Force and the U.S. Navy. It has been in existence since 1992 and was installed by a subsidiary of British Aerospace Systems using an APTI patent. In 1994, ARCO, who developed the technology, sold its APTI subsidiary including patents and the second phase construction to E-Systems, who are a secretive high-tech military outfit with links to the CIA. It was part of a new generation of sophisticated weaponry under the United States Strategic Defense Initiative, SDI, operated by the Air Force Research Laboratory's Space Vehicles Directorate. HAARP constitutes a system of powerful antennas capable of creating controlled local modifications of the ionosphere, which is the upper layer of the atmosphere. Nicholas Bidget Jr. describes HAARP as a super-powerful radio wave beaming technology that lifts areas of the ionosphere by focusing a beam and heating those areas. Electromagnetic waves then bounce back onto Earth and penetrate everything living and dead. In his book entitled Angels Don't Play This HAARP, he claims that HAARP can trigger earthquakes, and on his website he claims that HAARP is a mind control device. Dr. Rosalie Battelle describes HAARP as a gigantic heater that can cause major disruptions in the ionosphere, creating not just holes, but long incisions in the protective layer that keeps deadly radiation from bombarding the planet. Richard Williams, a physicist and consultant to the David Sarnoff Laboratory in Princeton, comments that HAARP constitutes an irresponsible act of global vandalism. HAARP has been publicly presented as a program of scientific and academic research, but if that is true, then why are the Air Force and Navy managing it? A U.S. Air Force study points to the use of induced ionospheric modifications as a means of altering weather patterns as well as disrupting enemy communications and radar. HAARP has the ability to trigger blackouts and to disrupt electricity power systems of entire regions. Bernard J. Easton described the technology of HAARP, based on his own patents, as capable of causing total destruction of communications over a very large portion of the Earth, missile or aircraft destruction, deflection or confusion, weather modification. He also says that HAARP has the power to neutralize satellites. A report published by Russian Parliament suggested that U.S. military were planning to test 2 other HAARP-type facilities in 2003 in Greenland and in Norway, and that when the facilities were launched a closed contour over the globe would be created. Weather manipulation is a preemptive weapon par excellence and can be directed on any nation without their knowledge, where it can be used to destabilize a country's agriculture through droughts and flooding, ruin its ecosystem and in turn, their economy. As Kissinger once said, if you control a country's food supply, you control its people. Over the years, HAARP has been blamed for triggering catastrophes such as floods, hurricanes, droughts, thunderstorms, earthquakes in Iran, Pakistan, Haiti, Turkey, Greece and the Philippines, major power outages, the downing of TWA Flight 800, Gulf War Syndrome and chronic fatigue syndrome.